Today I want to talk a bit about developing a sense of purpose because life's too short to go without one. And for a long time, I used to wonder what purpose was, and I used to think of it as something that once I found, that I discovered, that it was always innate for me, and then if I discovered it, that it would be this transformative discovery, and it would change my life. But turns out that's not quite how it works. And what I found is that a lot of purpose is just meaning. It's how we create meaning to things. It's how we see the status quo and how we see ourselves as a change agent to improve the status quo, right? So that becomes our purpose, to find something meaningful, worthwhile for us to put our energy and time and attention and resources into in order to see a change, a positive change. And when we can develop that, then we can start, that becomes our purpose that we can start collecting our lives around. It becomes the core of every action that we take, everything that we do, and the trajectory for our lives. And it's a very powerful thing because if you don't have a purpose, you're essentially in the world without a compass, without a direction that you're heading towards, right? And people find refuge in this spiritually and so on. But I think there's a place for like the spiritual level and also at the practical purpose level, the world level. And I think a lot of people muddle the two up into one, where I don't think that's necessarily the case, right? And the conversation for spirituality is a different topic we can save for later. But back to the idea of the purpose in this world, the idea that you found something so meaningful, or you've developed, let's talk about meaning, right? Meaning comes from our beliefs of how things should be, what is good, what is wrong, what is the better way of things, how things should be. And from that basis, we develop a sense of meaning. If we can see something and say, oh, that is not how things should be, and it should be a different way. And of course, there's like this for many things, but as we go on and experience life, as we go on and experience and build up our own belief system, which will naturally change over time, we'll develop certain like stronger feelings towards certain things. And those stronger feelings become our eventual sense of purpose. So if you feel like you don't have a sense of purpose, I think you should realize that it's a spectrum. It's not a binary thing that once you find it clicks for you and life starts to magically align. I think it's one of self-exploration and discovery, where you grow and start to develop a stronger belief system. You start to develop more meaning towards things. And also as you experience how the world is, you start to see the status quo and start to develop a personal feeling, a subjective feeling for how things should be. And once you take ownership of that and you start to like say that you are the person who's going to be the one to bring that to people, the change agent, if you will, who will change the circumstances, then that becomes your purpose. All right. So I think that's the big picture, rudimentary look at how it develops. It's not that simple. It's very messy. And at a lot of times you're like, I doubt my purpose a lot. I doubt, like, is this the change that I'm going to do? And that's part of it, right? You're not, it's not like this is my purpose and suddenly you have voices from heaven like validating you, right? There's writing on stones don't appear, but it's something important to develop. It's a subjective feeling. It's something that creates meaning in life. It's something that creates direction, and you'll be much better off with it than without. All right, so that's it for this video. Hope you liked it. I'll see you guys in the next one.